Hey y'all, Jeff here. Not lawn care today, doing a little bit of homestead. Wanted to give a final review after the first batch of chickens through my Tractor Supply Producer's Pride Brooder. So I'll give you some pros, cons, my thoughts, suggestions. Okay, stick around. Before you do, smash that subscribe button, hit the like. Let's help me out here a little bit with the channel. Thanks. Okay, first off, here's the brooder. Okay, overall, I'll give you some pros on it. It's very well built. That's good steel framework. The floor is plastic mesh, but it's pop riveted in, so when it wears out it'd be easy to change. Overall, I like it. It's easy to clean. We could tear it apart, put the chickens in a little carrier, tear it apart, clean it out, and have them back in there in 20 minutes. Take it outside and hose the plate off, all that stuff. But the heat plate, it worked really good once I got it figured out. Kept them very comfortable. So now some of the cons. Says it'll hold up to 20 chicks. It'll hold 20 baby chicks, but once they start getting up there 4-5 weeks old, it starts getting crowded. I had 17 in there, and they got really crowded by the time I got them out. I would suggest going, I personally am not going to go more than about 12 or 14 from here on. 12 or 14, I think that would be just about right by the time they get up ready to go outside. The heat plate doesn't go down low enough. Let me show you that. Okay, you can see these little brackets right here. They don't go down near low enough for baby chicks. Keeps that heat plate probably about 7 inches off the floor. Them baby chicks ain't but 2-3 inches tall. Well, I made these little extensions here. They hook right on here, lowered the heat plate down. I got the heat plate down to about, well, these extensions are 4 inches long, so the heat plate was down to about 3 inches off the floor. And it worked really good that way. And then I could just raise it up, and when they got big enough, I took the extensions off and used this part this piece right here. It worked good. You can use anything. That I used was a TIG welding rod. I have to have some on hand. If you don't have that, I mean, you can find anything. You can go to the store and buy a little plate and extend it down. So, but it worked good once I got it figured out. So now for the baby chicks, these holes right here, they're too much draft. They let too much draft in there. And I had the brooder in the house. So it was still a little too drafty. I covered it with a big bath towel, and it worked really good. Just covered the whole thing, draped it down, tucked it in right here, because I'd heard that the chicks can get in and get out of there, you know, when they're little. I didn't have any problem with that. However, this feeder and water, the feeder is good, and you know, the water is exactly the same thing, just on the other side, but the water is not sufficient. It just isn't sufficient. So I picked up some of these cheap little water things here, and they worked really good. I have 2 of them. I change it out quite regularly. And of course, you know, they would mess in it, but overall, with a few little modifications, I think it's good. I really do like it. It did a good job. So I lost 3 chicks. I had 20. I lost 3, but they weren't too spry when I brought them home. I lost them all the first day that I brought them home. I like it. I'll use it again, definitely, but like I said, I won't use it for any more than probably about 12 chicks at a time. I like the way that it's easy to clean. Down here I used, instead of using newspaper down here in this tray, I tried newspaper. It was a mess to clean out. I went and got some of those large puppy pads and put 2 of them in there, and just because I'm me, I give the puppy pad a couple of shots of that fabric Febreze. Changed it out twice a day. Well, after the first 2 weeks I changed it out twice a day. The first couple of weeks I only had to change it once a day. Changed it out twice a day, and it kept it fairly nice. I mean, you could still smell them a little bit, but it wasn't bad. We cleaned the brooder out real good. Take the chicks out, put them in a carrier, or when they got older, we put them in a large dog crate out in the yard, let them play for an hour or 2 while we cleaned the brooder. So now for my suggestions. If anybody from Producer Pride is watching this, 1, give these heat plates here, these adjustments, give an extra piece in here to lower that heat plate down to about 3 inches. That would be a phenomenal thing. 2, on your little slots here in the side, it wouldn't be that hard to put another little piece that would slide across and close these off, and then you could open them up as they got older. Now I kept the ends open when I did it so that they'd have some air go through. I didn't cover this side. I just covered these 2 sides. So, but I would cover it definitely the way it is. I'd cover it with a blanket. I doubt Producer Pride will ever watch this, much less take any of the suggestions. 3, don't use these for water. They are just not sufficient. They're great for the food. Get you these little cheap things right here for water. Work great. Easy to clean, easy to change out. Of course, I said the puppy pads, use them. That makes it real easy to clean that tray. And lastly, something I didn't mention is they get up about 5 weeks old. The heat comes off. I had 17 of them in there. If you're going to go with that many, put a screen on the top. I used an old baby gate that we had here for the dogs and just laid it on top. It fit perfectly. I tied it on with a couple pieces of string. I took that top plate right there off, put that baby gate on. But I'm going to make, before I use it again, I'm going to make a chicken wire screen to go over the top of it. And I think in all that would make it a lot better. That way, when they're older, you can, during the day when it's warm, take that top off, put the screen on, let them have plenty of air. Overall, I mean, I know it sounds counterintuitive covering these side vents here and then talking about putting a screen on, but they grow really fast. And I didn't want to put them outside because of the chillier nights until they were about 8 weeks old. So they were crowded and they needed to do something to get that heat out of there. I put that screen over the top and it worked like a charm. But overall, good product. Not like in the old days when I was a kid, but I'm going to use it again, definitely. I have it sitting on that table right there. It's just an old 4 by whatever table, 4 foot long. Covered the table with a piece of black garbage bag so that any moisture or anything spilt wouldn't get on it. It worked great for us. Got it cleaned up. I'm going to put it in storage. I'm not going to do any more chicks this year. Got too much other to go, but next year I'm probably do another dozen or two. Now, just so you know, I am not sponsored or paid any way for this. I just wanted to give you my honest review on it, which I like it. Needs some modifications, which I'll probably work on. I may just go ahead and try and cut some plexiglass and do away with these vents in the sides until they get older, and then swap them back out to these vented sides. I'm gonna definitely make a screen for the top. I might think about a better system for dropping that heat plate, but the way I did it worked great. I'll probably just keep that. So anyway, if you got chickens, good luck with them. I think you'll enjoy them. I know I'm enjoying mine. Stick around, and here in a little while, a few days, maybe a couple weeks, I'll give you a tour of my new chicken coop and run. All right, y'all have a good one. I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.